One of the biggest worries that families have when it comes to education is literacy. And honestly, I get it. When you look at the literacy trends in the United States, it's not really going in the direction that we'd like to see. So when it came time for me to choose a homeschool curriculum, I did know one thing for sure. Reading was going to be a top priority. I thought, if my child can read confidently, then she can learn anything. And so, I did what all modern moms do these days. I went down the old research rabbit hole. Reviews and comparisons and a bunch of mom forums at midnight, the whole thing. And after all of that, I finally settled on Reading Eggs, and I am genuinely so happy that I did. So Reading Eggs is an award-winning program that is designed for kids ages 2 to 13, and it has been used by over 20 million families worldwide, which made me feel pretty good because I thought, okay, obviously I'm not alone in this decision. And they offered a 30-day free trial, which was really, really awesome because it didn't force me to commit to something that I hadn't seen with my own eyes. What really stood out to me was their pitch that said that you can boost your child's reading skills in just 15 minutes a day. And as a mom, 15 minutes, that feels doable. That's like one coffee reheated twice. This is actually the only reading curriculum that I have used for my now first grader. She started this program in kindergarten, recognizing, maybe a third of the alphabet, but she didn't know letter sounds or any of those early phonics skills. We were very much at square one, We brought the pencil and the enthusiasm, but that was it. And honestly, that's why I really love this program, because it meets your child exactly where they are. The lessons are guided and tailored to their ability, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. It builds skills, step by step, and you can actually see the progress happening. And even though it's an online curriculum, it's not just passive screen time. It develops listening skills, comprehension, phonics, all of it. There's a lot of variety in how lessons are presented, which for us was huge. I have a neurodivergent child, so if something becomes repetitive or monotonous, we lose steam really quick. But this program, it makes sure to switch things up. Songs, animation, interactive moments. So, it really keeps her engaged. And I have to say, I really didn't think much in the beginning of the little printable certificates, but now they're a big deal in this house. We try to celebrate everything. Complete a lesson, parade, finish a unit, standing ovation. It's self-paced. So I love that. But I've also been able to find outlines showing which units align with specific grade levels. So, honestly, whether you're homeschooling or just supplementing for traditional, you can see, exactly where your child fits and how they're progressing, where they're headed. They also offer support books and workbooks that align with the curriculum. They just follow along lesson by lesson. And I use those regularly because, handwriting still really matters. I know that we live in the digital world, but I think that those fine motor skills are still really important. The lessons are online, so I feel like it's important to kind of balance it out a little bit with the actual pencil to paper. And this program allows that. And it works on desktops or tablets. My daughter uses an iPad. And honestly, it's been a really smooth part of our homeschool routine. Now, because we had such a great experience with Reading Eggs, I decided to try their math program too. Mathseeds is designed for ages 3 to 9 and introduces early math concepts in really interactive ways. Number recognition, addition, multiplication, fractions. They even go to the extent of helping to break down word problems, which, let's be honest, sometimes feels a little harder than the math itself. It's also self-paced, just like Reading Eggs, and it builds confidence in a really steady way. Now, I will say, sometimes it does feel a little repetitive, but honestly, that's kind of math. Practice really does make permanent. Repetition is just part of retention. I try to remind myself of that when we're on problem 12. And like Reading Eggs, Mathseeds also has companion workbooks. And I've added a few hands-on tools, like a whiteboard number line and a little demonstration clock. The program shows the visuals of all of these things on the screen, but I personally think that she learns better with something physical in her hand. There's just kind of something about moving those clock hands around. It kind of just makes it click differently. And since we're talking about supplementing, because I truly don't believe that any curriculum is a one-size-fits-all, I want to share one of my favorite resources, twistynoodle.com. It has thousands of printable worksheets, coloring pages, and mini books. They're all customizable for the most part. And the best part about it, it's free. I love using them for like holiday themed worksheets throughout the year, but like there's a bunch of themes that you can choose from. I mean, it's just to add some fun. Sometimes learning just needs a little extra oomph. You can search for each of these worksheets by grade level if you want. I believe it's like from preschool all the way up to the 8th grade. And it's a great resource because I have found that like even the best homeschool curriculum always sometimes needs just a little supplemental help. I mean, some concepts, they just require more repetition. And so, this helps throw a little fun into the mix. I mean, truly, whatever works for one child may not work for another one. So you got to just kind of see what works best for you. And there really is never going to be like a one-size-fits-all curriculum. Not for homeschoolers, not for traditional school families, just not for anyone. And when it comes to homeschooling, the goal is not perfection. It's progress and building confidence. It's helping our kids, build the skills that they need to become the unique person that they are. And that's truly what I feel that we have found with these programs. I mean, it's structured, but still flexible, engaging, but not overwhelming. It's digital while still being balanced in real world learning. And at the end of the day, if my child is still growing and learning and smiling, that's a huge win. Because, we're all just out here just trying to do our best. And that's the message when I say, keep momming.